Hey guys, this is Darren at Chick-fil-A on Bayou Boulevard. Store number is 1402. There was a discussion on Facebook, a part of the drive-thru group, I believe, about different ways that we can speed up drive-thru. And I mentioned on there a numbering system that we use. It's kind of a self-sequencing. We do not sequence at the store. It got a lot of questions about it and was a lot of interest as far as what we were doing. So it's really hard to explain through text while typing something out, so I'm going to make this video and show it to you guys. So whenever we have multiple iPads out there, anywhere from one, we've had up to 4 iPads outside at a single time during lunch, we use this numbering system. So when a vehicle comes up, we go over here to local items, and I got numbers 1 through 10 listed here. Down here in the bottom left, you know, car 1, car 2, 3, 4, 5, everything. And we put those in there. It does not show up on the receipt. It does show up on the KPS screens. So what we are doing is when you first start, say I'm the first iPad out there, and the second, you know, I'm taking the first car, I will start with car number 1. And then iPad 2 will go to the next car, and they'll start with car number 2. And then when I finish car number 1, I take their order like number, I punch in car number 1, come over here, and I take their order, you know, we get what we need for them, and then we're done. Then I just store. I don't look to see where the other iPad's at, I don't communicate with them, we store it right away. We do not hold. I'll tell you why here in a second. So we store that immediately. And then I go on and I take the next car that's available, and when I pass by the previous iPad, we just clarify what number they're on. So maybe I was on 1, but maybe I took forever, or I just, you know, it took me a minute to get the order down. They already finished with car number 2. They're taking car number 3, and then so I would start on car number 4. And again, it's just communication between the previous iPad as to whenever you walk past them, hey, you're on 2, hey, you're on 3, you know, things of that nature to make sure that we got it right. Sometimes we'll just hold our fingers up as to where we are to not interrupt the conversation with the guest. So, why this comes in handy? What this does is, since we do not hold orders, we store everything immediately. Let's say I take car number 4, and I finish car number 4, and car number 5 is being taken, and it's a large order. And therefore, I go over to 6, and I finish 6 before 5 is done. I will go ahead and immediately store that order. And so, it will be stored ahead of car number 5. But because of our numbering sequence, when you're standing at the KPS screen, which I'll show a picture of or video, help you guys understand what that end looks like, the KPS screen will show these numbers up there. And so, as a bagger, you will position your bags in the order that they need to be. Our drink maker sees it, our window person sees it, and our bagger all see the numbers in order to make sure that we get the right bag to the correct guest. And so, why it's important that we do this? Because we store immediately, it goes straight to the kitchen as soon as you're done with the order. We no longer have issues where someone is holding up to 2, 3, 4 orders, and kitchen gets everything made, and they're sitting there waiting, and suddenly you store all this food, and you have 5 or 6 orders that pop up on your screen, and then everyone's trying to scramble as fast as they can to get it all out as quick as possible. We store everything immediately. We also will walk the car forever. That is to say, we have walked a car from the moment they get in drive-thru all the way past the speaker box, past outside cash, all the way up to the window, finalized the order at the window, and stored it right there. All the while, the other iPads are outside taking orders, putting orders up on the screen, and kitchen is continuing to make all the rest of the guests. Now, in those situations, which are rare, they don't happen very often, we actually immediately park that car. And so our line has continued moving regardless of the flow of order taking. It allows us to be very efficient. Now, a few things that we do in order to make sure we stay efficient on how we're charging people. Is we do run an outside cash. They don't have a KPS screen, so they can't see the numbers. We get vehicle descriptions on every single vehicle along with a name. With that being the case, they are able to pull up the next car. They can see I have a black sedan, white truck, orange station wagon, whatever coming next, and go ahead and pull it up and say, Hey Darren, how are you today? Dan, Susie, Jason, it doesn't matter. We greet everyone by name. Helps clarify the order. We also read the order back at Outside Cash to eliminate any sort of confusion that is going on there. So now that you've seen the side of the iPad as far as how we enter in the orders and how we actually annotate it from the iPad side as far as outside, I wanted to show you what the inside of it looked like. And so those local item buttons that we pressed actually show up here in the blue as the different numbers. So what this does is we know Caitlin, car number 2, and then after that you're going to have Morgan, which is car number 3. So we automatically know that even though they're out of order, which comes next. And then we'll go back to car number 4, and then from there we'll actually go to car number 5. So we're looking for these numbers to tell us what order that we're in. Here in a second we're going to go 6, 7, 8, you're going to see 9 pop up, and you're going to see 10 appear as well. After that the numbers reset back to 1. But as a bagger, and as the window position as we have as well, you're looking for these numbers in order to understand as to what car comes next. It allows us to store things immediately, allows us to kitchen to get the orders immediately, and allows for a better flow of the orders through our system. If you guys have any questions, you're welcome to shoot me an email at the store 01402@chickfila.com. Just put attention Darren in the subject line and a short little kind of what you got there. You're welcome to reach out to me. Also, if you find me on Facebook, hit me up. I have no problem answering questions. If there's anything else I can do for you guys, let me know.